Well, good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the Houston Fieldhouse for tonight's ACHA hockey action. Tonight's game features the visiting Pioneers from William Paterson University and the homestanding Engineers from RPI. William Paterson, the #1 team in the Northeast region, comes into play 17-1 overall. They're 8-0 in the Super East Collegiate Hockey League. RPI at the 12th ranked team in the Northeast region. They are 6-2, coming off a real tight 3-2 loss last night to the 3rd ranked team in the region. That would be Montclair State. RPI had a 2-1 lead in that game, let it slip away. A strong power play by the Redhawks of Montclair allowed them to come back and win that game. It'll be another stiff test here for RPI, probably the toughest competition of the season as far as the Northeast region is concerned. This William Paterson team, just one loss. It was to UMBC back last Sunday, 4-3. And the Engineers looking to try and pick up the a bit of an upset victory it would be for them here this evening. Starting goaltenders for the visitors from William Paterson, it'll be Gary Schoppler, 9-1 record, 160 goals against, and a .960 save percentage. It was down to 122. He came into the weekend the 3rd best goals against in all Division II ACHA hockey, so the Engineers will have a tough task ahead of them. This is a very potent offensive team in William Paterson. They beat Siena 10-3 yesterday. This is a drive right off the opening faceoff and a save for Spencer Whitehead, who's going to need to be good, as good if not better than he was last night against Montclair, in which he made 34 saves. Engineers are going to have to do well in the penalty kill as well. And really stay out of the box if they want any chance here against this very strong Pioneers power play, or team, I should say. The power play for William Paterson at over 30%. Engineers digging for the puck in the offensive zone. Kevin Sheridan in there with Kyle DeVault. There's a 3rd Engineer as well who's covered up there. Well, just the two of them. Sheridan trying to pull it out. It's going to be James Bobb finally coming away with it. No, clearing attempt picked up by Hewitt. His shot goes way wide. Glove down behind the goal. As they continue to dig away at it in that corner, they're going to wear out the corner of the ice here. Early on here, RPI and William Paterson from the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI wearing their 3rd black uniforms. Now a stick handle move in front. Sticking it there was the freshman Luciano Oliveri. But his centering pass goes all the way through. That hit one of the Pioneers on the bench, so the faceoff will come in RPI's offensive zone. The Engineers going to need it, play physical game here. This is a William Paterson team that does take a lot of penalties, and so seemingly if RPI can get under their skin, play in the offensive zone, the Pioneers will head to the box, and the Engineers, of course, would then need to take advantage of their power play chances. Face-off coming to the left of Schoppler. It'll be worked towards the point, kept in there by Rusty Teller. Around to the near corner it goes. Kevin Yoon tried to keep it in the zone. Now William Paterson breaking out quickly into the zone. Shot from center ice is blocked. The try by Jordan Lang comes free to the near corner. Mark Papadopoulos, his brother Adam, had 6 points yesterday. Now a shot coming, saved by Whitehead. Rebound between the legs. We're not getting a whistle. Now we get one. Good stop there. Good strength shown by Whitehead to hold on to that puck. Of course, when you score 10 goals, as this William Paterson team did yesterday, we got another look at that stop by Whitehead. Pretty fundamentally sound there for him. Whitehead, the junior from Novi, Michigan. Another shot coming, save on the stick, rebound to the side of the cage. Good defensive play that time. Tanner Richardson, the 6'1" freshman defenseman out of San Clemente, California, tied up the stick very nicely there. Was a wide open net if he didn't. 17:52 to go first period, RPI and William Paterson. And looks like One of the William Paterson's players came over to the RPI bench. It's Tyler Steimel. He might have something wrong with his equipment or a health concern. Anyway, Engineers trying to clear it out of the zone. Can't do so. It's kept in at the point by Matt Whitford. Trying to turn out of the corner and out of the circle. And out of the near point it comes. LaCourte shot blocked. Rebound comes through. Saved by Whitehead again. RPI gets it out to center. Picked up Teo Camadilla on the move. Skates are on one man into the circle. Walking in. Camadilla around the net. Backhander off the base of the cage. Picked up by Sam Mannion. Mannion looks to cycle. Hit the referee, where the puck comes right back to Mannion. Mannion behind the cage. Dishes it off for White, centering all the way through from the point. That was Madonna's shot that went way wide. And now Mannion behind the goal. Backhanding it back towards the corner. First one to it is Whitford. He tries to clear. Over to help out is Sheridan. Touched behind the cage and picked up by Sean LaCourte. Had a goal yesterday, his third of the year from the blue line. It is moved out to center quickly. Here comes the Pioneers. A shot and a blocker save. Looking for that top left corner. Another stop here for Whitehead early on. Now tapped into the zone by DeVault. It'll be skated down by William Paterson's Zach Mangaro. Far side boards kept in on the pinch. And it'll go back behind for Madonna. Nick Madonna's senior from Wallingford, Connecticut, gives it away. Shot from the middle of the slot. Another save and a rebound came free. Engineers trying to get it out. That was Brett Rooney, freshman D-man, and he gets back on the puck here. Rooney from Seaford, New York, flips it deep. It'll be tracked down behind the cage and flipped towards the point, kept in there. Strager shot deflected just wide in front. DeVault got his stick on it. But he put it wide of the cage. Now another centering pass comes off the base of the cage. Strager again, shot blocked out to center. Hewitt tried to keep it alive. And it'll be Josh Hewitt to flip it right back in. Hewitt, a junior from Plainfield, New Hampshire. And this blue line's going to need to be good. This is a very potent offensive team in William Paterson. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the #1 team in the Northeast region the Engineers are dealing with on the weekend. It's #3 and #1. We get a whistle here. We might have both men going off here. There's a kind of a scuffle in the corner. One of them was Adam Hennick. It was for RPI. And it'll be Corey Sala for William Paterson. I believe he's the only one going off here. So a power play opportunity upcoming for the Engineers. Sala doesn't understand. He's kind of a little bit confused, but he's going to the box. Power play time for RPI. Engineers 15.4% on the man advantage this season. The PK for William Paterson, 89.3%. This is a good penalty kill. There's some players skating around. We have a faceoff coming in the offensive zone for RPI. Finally, we have enough skaters out there. Well, I think we're going 4-on-4. I was right the first time. Hennick's also to the box. So they got both of them. So no power play. And a lot of room here for Williams Paterson to break quickly, and they do into the zone. Drop pass, center ice, shot save made. Rebound picked up by, looks like Mannion over there. He'll skate it out to center with Camadilla. Chips it off a defender. It's lost in the equipment, and you can't do that. He was carrying it with him. It was Richard Pillai who had it kind of caught, I believe, in his equipment, maybe in his glove as well, and he tried to skate away, and they're not going to allow that. Face-off coming in the Pioneers' end of the ice. 15:04 to go first period. No score. RPI and William Paterson. Camadilla on the draw for the Engineers up against Kyle Garlasco. Another 6-point night for the Pioneers last night. Richardson walking in, shot over the top. He was looking for that top corner as well. Camadilla, far point, keeps it in. Just fired off the back wall. Picked up by Sean LaCourte. LaCourte cross ice, far side, sticking it up the wall, but intercepting. There's a collision at center ice as Olivieri nearly had it going the other way, but like to just break up the rush. Cross ice pass off the stick of Olivieri into the RPI zone, so it won't be icing. Back to get it, Teller. Teller up the far boards for Olivieri. Has a man with him. It's Mannion ahead. It'll be Olivieri to carry. He gets knocked down. The puck comes free into the zone. Now a shot from a tight angle, sticked away by Schoppler. And behind the cage, William Paterson will have it. Flipped up the ice. Knocked down at center by Richardson and shot back in. It'll rattle around to the near corner. Sheridan. He looks to cycle, didn't get it past the first man. Now a shot by Richardson bounces to the slot area. Picked up by Olivieri. Back to the point, Teller. Richardson walking in, top of the circle. Shot coming, it goes wide. Teller again, just chops it down low. First one to it is William Kapp. Up the boards, and Teller can't keep it in. Here comes Adam Papadopoulos on the move, on the way around the net. Centering pass knocked away by Whitehead. Good awareness there to get that goalie stick out there. And now Richardson. Richardson up the wall, too far ahead of Connor Blake. Shot right back to the RPI zone where Teller takes over. Teller long outlet pass deflected deep off of a Pioneer stick, so no icing. Kapp back to get it. Quick pressure from the Engineers is Hennick. Hennick to the point. Wrist shot coming off a leg. It hit Blake. Another drive off the blocker on the slapper by Hennick. And now back to the point. Shot by Rooney blocked. Carried out. Here come the Pioneers. It's Niedowicki on the move. Centering pass between the legs. And it's smothered by Whitehead. Not all that conventional from Whitehead, but he's able to make the stop on the 2-on-1 chance. Another look at the play. Whitehead squeezes the pads together, almost to intercept the centering pass that came off the stick of James Bobb. Now a shot from the point right on and a save by Whitehead again. Shots 12-2 early on in favor of the visitors, but Whitehead has been busy here in this opening 7.5. Now into the zone again, intercepted by Rooney. There's an offside skater in Michael Ramirez. So RPI breaking quickly the other direction. Long outlet pass for Camodilla caught me off guard, but it's stripped, or he's stripped of the puck rather. And back comes Lacourt into the zone. All the way to the corner with it. Knocked out of the air by Hewitt. Looked like it was played with a high stick, but we play on. Now backhanded, far side for Duvall, over to Camodilla. Camodilla shoots it in. Off the backboard, takes a healthy hop off the wall. It'll be controlled once again here now by Robert Peacock. 7 goals and 10 assists so far in 17 games for Peacock. This William Paterson team scores a lot of goals. This is an icing call against the Engineers. We have a stoppage here. It's 11:50 on the clock, first period. William Paterson outscoring its opponents this season 104-27 in 18 games. Contrast to RPI in their 14 games, they're being outscored by 1 goal, 46-47 against. Shot coming from the circles, glove save made once again by Whitehead. And talked about his performance yesterday in a couple of real nice saves. 34 in total, as I mentioned. Engineers breaking into the zone. Sheridan's going to try and track it down in the corner. He gets run into the back wall, trying to dig it free. It's taken back over by William Paterson. Puck leaves the zone. Rooney's there. He'll backhand it right back into the Pioneers' end. Chop back out to center. Rooney back on it. Olivieri into the corner, trying to work it free, and does. Centering pass in front. One-timer, it hit a skate. That was DeVault in front. And a pretty solid scoring opportunity there for the Engineers, but I think it hit a skate of the defender, never got to Schepler. Now it's dumped in by Mark Papadopoulos. Mark, the younger brother, both of the Papadopoulos is from Paramus, New Jersey. Those will go all the way on the ice. No ice, and they wave it off very early on. Back to get it, Nick Mangaro. Chipped up the far side wall by Kapp. Now back behind. Tyler Steinmel. Up ahead for Niedowicki. The entrance into the zone rejected. Back into their own end with it are the Pioneers. Stick handling and shooting it in is Mangaro, the sophomore defenseman from Pine Hill, New Jersey. Now Teller bangs bodies down low. Off the wall to the far point. Shot coming, sticked away by Whitehead. Now Teller throws another hit. Shot all the way down the ice by the Engineers by Connor Blake. And the Green Book, New Jersey native has iced the puck. We're about halfway through the first period. As you get a look there at RPI freshman Kevin Yoon. 5'11", 200 pounds, out of Wayland, Massachusetts. Shot coming from the slot, saved by Whitehead, and I don't think he saw that right away. But he was in good position, top of the crease, to make the stop. And he is being peppered early on, but so far tall to the task here. Engineers are hoping that these Pioneers used up their goals for the weekend last night, scoring 10 against Siena in a 10-3 win. You can see the talent is there in the corner. Digging for it and trying to move it out of the corner. Go, centering pass, loose in front. It'll be pounced on by Whitehead. Whitehead's numbers coming in don't really stand out for 4-1 with a .299 goals against and a .904 save percentage. But he's been playing well recently. Engineers try to break out and they'll move it up into the neutral zone. McGivney to the William Paterson line. That's as far as he'll get before turning it over. Right back comes Zapadopoulos all the way down the ice, and we're going to say they crossed the red line. Now Hewitt plays it back behind for Strager. Ryan Strager from Rockville, Maryland, gets it back to Hewitt. He'll try the near side boards. Engineers can't get it out. Pillai back to the point. Wrist shot coming. It was blocked into the circle. Now another shot deflects and it'll be covered. And there's some extra pushing and shoving now. As one of the Engineers went down, it was Mannion who got shoved over by Eric Simone. And then Simone took it in the back, I believe, from Strager. I wonder if we're going to get any penalties out of this. It was a puck that came in, rolling in softly. Whitehead covered. And then an Engineer got dumped, and then the favor was returned. So it will be matching minors here. Simone goes off for William Paterson, and it'll be Strager for RPI. So we'll play 4-on-4 once again. 8:54 left. As that pass just eludes Olivieri, tries to get back on it in the offensive zone. Nice work by Olivieri to break free. He can stay on his feet, looking for the centering pass. They score! Kyle Duvall tips it home. It's 1-0 RPI. A terrific play by Olivieri to stay on his feet. He was breaking up a clearing effort along the far side boards, and he was able to get the puck to the net, and Duvall finishes it off for RPI. A terrific play by the Engineers in a 4-on-4 situation, and they have the lead. Goal number 4 on the season for the sophomore Duvall. And the Engineers will see how they're able to play with the lead here. Richardson around to the far side for Teller. Teller back for Richardson. Teller again. Rusty Teller, graduate student from Chugiak, Alaska. And I'm guessing his parents are watching. Listen to a few of the webcasts over the years, but here on RPI TV this evening, a chance to showcase the talents of this ACHA RPI club here. And so far, so good. Here's a drive to the net, centering pass knocked away by a skate. Picked up top of the circle, kept in and shot deep by William Kapp. Kapp again, near point, wrist shot coming, stopped and held onto by Whitehead, and he's had the fair share, or his fair share of shots his way. The one that has mattered so far has gone into the William Paterson net. So 1-0 RPI lead. Still a long way to go, of course. 7:40 left, first period. There's a man breaking. Hewitt lost the puck in the skates of the referee, and he's got his hands in the air. He had a man breaking down the ice, and now the RPI does break in. It's Yoon, turns and tries to take a shot. His stick was lifted at the most opportune time if you're a Pioneers fan, as it'll be capped to skate back behind his own net with it. Engineers have a lead. They've looked dangerous in the offensive end. It's just been more of the chances have come the other way. And the Pioneers have looked to shoot more often than not. There's a puck, I believe it may have hit someone in the bench. We'll have a stoppage here. Now, while this William Paterson team is 17-1, they've only played 4 road games so far this year. We have a penalty coming up. Maybe too many men on the ice. We'll see. I didn't see anything. There's 8 seconds left of 4-on-4 play. RPI will have a power play here, 4-on-3 for those 8 seconds, and they'll carry on in a 5-on-4 manner. Trying to get it out. Olivieri breaks that play up. Has the puck in the corner. Trying to dig it out over there is Jordan Lang. Engineers break it away from the wall. DeVault, the goal scorer, back to the point. Teller, back to DeVault at the circle. Shot coming, blocked by the defenseman in front. That was Sala. Down low. Olivieri on the wraparound. Tries to stuff it home, and that is off. And we'll have a whistle. 6:36 first period. RPI in the power play for the first time. 15.4% on the season. Pioneers penalty kill, 89.3. As you get another look at the net coming off its moorings. Another face-off win for RPI in the offensive zone. Teller, far side. Richardson walking in. Wrist shot blocked. Rebound to the top of the circle. Kept in Teller. Softly down low for DeVault. DeVault for Teller. Slap shot coming. Deflected wide. Sheridan was in front of the net looking for that potential deflection. Now a big hit coming. Penalty coming. And the Engineers are going to give the puck to the Pioneers. 5-on-3 will be the man advantage. It was a high hit that knocked Richardson down in the corner. He's all right. And more importantly, RPI will have a chance to add to its lead, and they'll send out the top power play unit with White, Mannion, and Camadella. The defenseman will be Rooney and Hewitt. So the penalty to the box here, it will be Jordan Lang. Didn't see the call, but we'll could have been a boarding. That's my guess. Puck is cleared by William Paterson all the way down. Mannion will start the breakout for RPI. Up the far wing into the zone. Still Mannion. Takes a tight angle shot. Actually a little bank pass around for Rooney. Didn't have a lot on it or enough on it, but Rooney comes in to make a play. No, a clearing attempt all the way down. It got by Hewitt. Valuable 5-on-3 time wasted twice on clearing efforts there by the Pioneers. RPI will start things out once more. Still 5-on-3. They had a 5-on-3 last night they were not able to capitalize on. I believe even longer than this one. And it kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. Here's White at the point. To the circle for Hewitt. Trying to feed it in front. It'll be gloved down by Mannion and carried back out up top. Mannion turning. Firing it down low to Camadilla. Settles a bouncing puck. Camadilla to the circle. Up top now. Rooney holds it. Fires it. Shot was saved. Kicked into the corner. Camadilla back on it. 15 seconds to go on the power play. 5-on-3 that is. Rooney holding. Camadilla one-timer. And he looked like he may have broke a stick. Rebound loose in front. Still loose. Still a whistle. It's chipped wide of the goal. Clearing attempt. Knocked in the air. Bouncing puck at the circle. Picked up Mannion. In time. Run one-timer. Net's kicked off. And Camadilla fires over the top. Fans hollering for a delay of game. And I don't think they're going to get it. Camadilla with a glorious opportunity in front of the cage, and he just hammered it over the top. He's not happy about it. So the 5-on-3 is over. 44 seconds of power play time. You can see at the top of the screen there. Engineers do just about everything but score. 4:59 to go first period. Another face-off win for the Engineers offensive zone. It's White. Wrist shot through traffic. Rebound comes far side. Richardson. He'll slow it back up. Rusty Teller off the back foot, a slapper, and that one right into the breadbasket. And it's held on to by Schoppler. Engineers showing good energy here in this period, despite the shot on goal disparity. We'll get that to you start of the second period. All the numbers from the first. Face-off coming to the right of Schoppler. Tie up in the corner. Trying to waste some time there is Sala. Yoon coming to help out. Backhanded out of the zone and all the way down. There's a little bit of a slash thrown there by Allen West. Picked up Richardson. He's off the puck, and I don't think anyone saw it. Richardson starts the breakout down the middle. Shot into the zone by Blake. He gets dumped. Behind for Yoon. Slow to get up is Blake. Towards the point. Keeping it in. Teller on the pinch, and now Hennick again. Penalty about to expire. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Engineers on the attack. Yoon, far point, Richardson. Wrist shot coming. Takes the deflection and goes into the far circle. Yoon again. Richardson. Back for Yoon. Good turn to get free. Flips it towards the net. It's blockered away. And an awkward looking shot there. Almost turned into something for the Engineers. Bouncing puck at center. Richardson on it. Up the boards and flipped ahead. Glove down by Yoon. Couldn't control. Now a potential 2-on-1 down low. Centering pass broken up by Teller. Puck loose at the side of the cage. A couple of swings and misses. And finally Teller comes away with it. Backhands it. Kept in at the point. Mangaro, far side backhander. Blocked over the top of the cage. Whitehead didn't see it in the end. And it just flooded over the top. Far side point kept in by Mark Papadopoulos. Now walking in front. A shot saved by Whitehead. Still loose at the side of the net. He thought he had it pinned against him. Now Teller off the glass and out to center. Stymel. He'll pass it across for Zach Mangaro. And now back to Stymel. Through center ice. Deflected and broken up. Into the zone, however, come the Pioneers. Papadopoulos. Drop pass. Intercepted by Blake, who tries to skate away with it. Doesn't have the speed to get away from his man, Stymel, and then he'll keep the puck in the zone. Now Richardson flips it towards the blue line. A power play coming up on the penalty. It's going to be a holding call. And I believe that was Blake, who is going to the penalty box. Was probably better off just trying to get that puck off his stick. He tried to carry it out of the zone, lost it, and then held on the ensuing giveaway. So a power play now for William Paterson, 30.4%. That's 41st best in the nation. Which doesn't sound great, but there are a lot of teams playing ACHA hockey these days. Now a shot and a save. Rebound off the back. A couple more cracks at it. Still loose, and it comes free to the far side. Engineers trying to get out of the zone. A last-ditch effort there on the poke check by DeVault. That was a couple of stops for Whitehead from no angle, but just trying to jam away at it. To the RPI line, sent right back the other way by Hewitt. Camadilla shorthanded, racing ahead with it. Just slaps it back into the corner from whence it came. LaCourte back there. He gets dumped by Camadilla. And now Adam Papadopoulos trying to pick up speed into the zone, plays it ahead. Pillai shot. Stick goes flying. Pillai stays on it. Papadopoulos far side whistle here. We have a man down in the corner. That's Kyle Garlasco, who's slow to get up. He's the one who lost his stick. He's got his hands up. I believe he's looking for a penalty. He's got his hand now on the side of his head. He's very upset. Still asking for a potential call that he's not getting, I don't think. As you get a replay of what happened there. Unfortunately for him, they can't call plays back looking at a replay on the board. So the Engineers probably got away with one there, but they'll take it as they shoot it deep. 59 seconds to go on the William Paterson power play. They're first of the game. Engineers 0 for 1 in the man advantage. They'll carry into the zone. All the way down low with it. Poked free by Hewitt. Still on it, however, is Bob. Bob, top of the circle. Working it down low. He gets it back. Now high slot. Sala. Far circle now. Shot coming was blocked partially. Comes free to the corner. Strager trying to get on it. Touch to the near side, circle to the hash marks. It's Bob again. Up top, Sala. Over to the far circle. And they'll work it down low. Power play continues to work. Sala thought about a shot to the circle near side. Wrist shot coming. That one, I believe, got a piece of Whitehead. As a clearing effort picked off, Camadilla trying to skate away with it, and he nearly got free. Good reactions there by Stymel. And now he takes a hit. Now it's a 3-on-1 down low. Shot coming. Save made by Whitehead on the glove, and he holds on. A big-time save there by Spencer Whitehead, maybe his biggest of the game so far. With 1:01 left in this first period, he keeps it a 1-0 RPI lead. And the power play is over. So the Engineers survive that time. Lots of puck possession for William Paterson on the man advantage. Another offensive zone win here. Centering pass, backhander wide. It was spun just wide by Simone. And now Blake is tied up, trying to carry it out of the zone. RPI wants a holding call, not going to get it. It'll go behind. Tapped around for Hennick. Hennick plays it back into the corner, try to get some room. He'll shoot it off the boards, high in the air out to center. Turning it back around is Cox. He takes a hit. And now the Pioneers will start things out of their own end. Tip deep that time by Allen West. Richardson on the clearing effort. Tap free by Yoon out to center. 20 seconds to go in the first period. RPI on top 1-0. As Hennick has it far side. Rusty Teller lost it in his skates. It'll be picked up in the corner by Niedzwicki. Behind the goal, Rusty Teller off the near boards. Kept in there by Whitford. Whitford trying to jam it in front. He walked into 3 Engineers and went down. The puck skittered into the far side of the zone, and there's the horn ending the first period. It was all Pioneers as far as the shots go, but RPI was able to counter and get a goal. They lead 1-0 here. It was Kyle DeVault, the goal. Primary assist going to Luciano Olivieri. The goal for DeVault, his 4th of the year. The assist is Olivieri's 5th. An even strength tally has RPI on top here after 1. And an entertaining period. We'll be back with the second in about 12 minutes or so. But a good start for the Engineers. Need to get off to I'm sure if you talk to this club before the game, you say 0-0 or even after 1 would be a good place to be. RPI finds itself up 1-0 after 20 minutes. We'll take a break here and be back with a second. You're watching RPI ACHA Hockey on RPI TV. Can someone cue me? Is that possible? Welcome back, everybody, inside the Houston Fieldhouse, getting set for period number 2 here between number 1 William Paterson and number 12 RPI ACHA Hockey on RPI TV. We're glad you're joining us here on this fine Saturday evening in Troy, New York, campus of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, brought to you, of course, by RPI TV. And they're once again doing a fine job here, covering all home RPI varsity men's and women's games. We have the second ACHA or club hockey game of the season. Here, RPI leads 1-0 on a goal by Kyle DeVault. The lone assist going to Luciano Olivieri. An even strength goal that came at 11:13 in the first period. It was our only scoring. RPI outshot 24-12 in that first period. The Engineers did win 14 faceoffs to the Pioneers 9, so there's a bright spot for RPI. Engineers 2-3-1 in the month of November here, looking to try and pick up a third win, go to 500 in the month, and close out the month with a win. As we're back to live action here, William Paterson on the attack, centering pass, sticked away by Whitehead. Tapped out to center, glove down by Sheridan, flips it ahead to himself. He'll try and chase it down. First one to it is Ramirez. Chipped off the near side glass. Pass Papadopoulos and out to center. Garlasco trying to turn with it in his own zone. Nearly gave it away. Olivieri cycling down low, intercepted, and skated out by LaCourte. Outlet pass too far out in front of the intended target. Teller spins it around and moves it back to center. There are a couple of Pioneers offside. They'll need a touch up, and they do. That'll allow the Engineers to pick it up as William Smith changes as well. Here's Olivieri, takes a look around. He'll stop at center, dump in, and change himself. Jordan Lang, far side of his own zone, long outlet pass, comes all the way through to Peacock, stops at the hash mark, centering pass, intercepted and swept away. Robertson again, it's the second play he's made to save a goal in this game. Now it's glove down, kicked at, save on the tight angle shot there. In position was Whitehead, out to center comes the puck, picked up by Yoon. He throws a hit or takes a hit, one of the two. And it was the Pioneers player who went down. It was Salo who gives him a look as he heads back to the bench. Good strength shown by the freshman there. Now out to center, over skated by Yoon. Blake chops at it off the skate of the linesman. He tried to get it ahead. And a cross-ice dump in, picked off by Teller. Engineers trying to catch William Paterson on a change. Is carried into the zone by Blake. Slaps at it and misses it. Gloves it down top of the circle. Shot comes trickling in, and it'll be held onto by Schoppler. And he will hold on to it there. 1 minute and 55 seconds into the second period. This is going to be a big 20 minutes for RPI. This is when William Paterson really turned it on last night at the end of the period and was able to pull away from Siena. They need to continue to play solid defensively here. The Engineers do, and they cannot give up 24 shots again. White backhands it out of the zone. Mangaro near side. Cap in. Chase down. First one to it is Bob. Bob gets run into the boards by Stragers. Stick handling it off the wall. Bob picks it back up again and just chips it deep. And make that cap rather. Now far side corner, Papadopoulos back to the point. Try to work it down low. Pinned against the wall by White. Can't keep it alive. Shot coming, goes wide of the goal and behind the cage. Far point kept in Mangaro. Mangaro shoots it right back in deep. Skips past his man, that was Bob. And now Strager a chance to clear. Can't get it past Stymel. White now. Nice stick handle move to get free. Works it loose to the wall for Camadilla. Played just out to center where it's picked back up by Mangaro. He tried to shoot it back in. Back to claim it. Who wants it? It's going to be Hewitt. Hewitt, long outlet pass off the wall all the way. Hennick off the glass out to center, bouncing puck for Yoon. He'll carry in. Yoon tried to stick handle around the defender, couldn't do it. LaCourte played it well. Breakout pass, and here they come. Papadopoulos trying to feed it in front. It was broken up by the stick of Madonna. Now back to Papadopoulos. He'll take a shot right on and a save by Madonna. Papadopoulos dumped by Hennick after the play, and now we're going to get some more pushing and shoving in front of the cage. 13:02 on the clock, and we can see why this William Paterson team generates so many shots. They'll shoot from anywhere. 24 in the first period. Now a shot blocked by a skate, hit Camadilla. Strager up the wall. White throws a shoulder into his man. Camadilla breaking. Hewitt flips it far boards. It'll be fired around. This one gets past everybody, kept in there. Bouncing puck in the circle, carried on by Mannion. Stick handles around one man. Mannion leading a 2-on-2 rush. He'll just chip it deep. Mannion getting ridden behind the goal, picked up by Camadilla. Centering pass all the way through. Strager takes a shot. That one tips wide. Mannion cycling now. Chipping it off the boards, trying to glove it was Camadilla. This will be a hand pass here, as it was a good play by Camadilla to just keep it alive in the zone. But in doing so, flipped it right to a teammate, and Mannion touched it to get the whistle. 12:20 on the clock in the second. The Pioneers have come back to tie the game at 1. Of a center ice face-off upcoming here. Flipped into the RPI zone by Niedzwicki. Looking to backhand it in front. Good position by Hewitt to intercept the pass. And then moved all the way down the ice. This will be icing on RPI as DeVault was trying to find Sheridan. But the pass was off the mark. The 17-1 William Paterson Pioneers, like I mentioned, their loss came last Sunday, so it was just 2 games ago. They were 16-1 heading into that game. Now, of course, 17-1 after beating Siena. Or, excuse me, 16-0 heading into that UMBC game. A team they'd beaten earlier in the year. 7-2, they lost 4-3 for their only loss of the season. Cap. Moving it along, up ahead they come. It's Garlasco. Fired it from the neutral zone and outside of the crease to make the save. And an easy one was Whitehead. He'll take all of those he can get. Next up for William Paterson is Montclair State, so that should be a solid matchup there, 1 versus 3 in the Northeast region. Now trying to walk out of the zone with it was Yoon. He couldn't do so. Would have had a potential breakaway opportunity. Now the puck's still in the zone. Shot coming from the far circle. Save. It bounces to the corner. Yoon has it. He'll slap it around. Pinching up the boards to keep it in there was Cap. Now a centering attempt picked up by Garlasco. Played back to the point. Mangaro. Near point. Cap fanned on the shot. Clearing effort by the Engineers, gets it by out to center. Hennick trying to knock it down, comes all the way through and all the way down the ice. It'll be picked up by Teller. Teller, long outlet pass, intercepted just off the bench there was Lacourte to break it up. He'll continue on the forecheck now. Glove down at center by Connor Blake. Blake into the zone. On the carry, stick handles, tried to center for Hennick, bouncing puck at the far side of the boards. Swatted at by Blake, keeps it alive along the wall. Still Blake off the boards now. Centering pass, Blake takes a shot blocked. Rebounds took wide of the net. The net is kicked off. No one realizes it. It's fixed by the goaltender and we play on. Shot back into the zone. Tracked down there by Mangaro. Good work by this Hennick and Blake group here with Yoon to create a scoring chance there in front. Now it's played into the corner by Whitehead. Richardson. Off the boards, out to center. Camadilla just off the bench, throws it cross ice for Mannion. Mannion does not cross center and dumps it deep. This will be no icing, they wave it off. Lacourte behind the goal. Worked free by White for a second, but played around to the near corner. Now a long outlet pass, doesn't connect here, and now we get an icing call. As Pillai thought he had won the race down the ice. The officials disagree. 9:57 to go, second period. 1-1 here, RPI and William Paterson in a very entertaining game. Engineers took a first period lead on this top-ranked Pioneers club, but the Visitors have come back to tie it here in the second. Both goals even strength. Haven't seen a penalty in the second period. Pioneers trying to clear. They get it out to center, and they'll flip it to the far side of the RPI zone. Rooney there, whistles, and we're going to have a penalty coming up, and it's Pillai, who was earlier frustrated on his, I guess you would call it inability to beat out an icing call, and now he's headed to the penalty box, and I believe it's going to be contact to the head or something to that effect. We'll see what the call is here. It's going to be a slash. That's all I can see from the hand gestures. There's an RPI man in the box as well, Hewitt. So it looks like we're going to be 4-on-4. Face-off upcoming here in the RPI zone. William Paterson has 5 skaters on the ice, and I believe we're 4-on-4 here. Maybe you have a misconduct, which is part of the issue here. Because coming over to the penalty box is William Cap. I'm not sure why they have. Oh, no. It's the stick of the man in the box, Pillai. So Pillai in the box here. I thought it was a slash. That's the hand motion I saw. But we're going to be 4-on-4. All right. Four-on-4 hockey for a couple minutes. 9:35 left in the second period. We're 1-1. Kicked along by Olivieri, too far for himself or a teammate. It'll be controlled again. It's Whitford going D to D. Now Whitford gets it back. For the Pioneers, Whitford into the zone. He'll chip it deep and chase after it himself. Richardson falls down. There's a man open in front for a second. Whitford couldn't find him. Bouncing puck, controlled by Richardson, excuse me. Now Olivieri up the boards. He gets dumped. Penalty coming up. He was tripped. Power play coming for the Engineers. Whitford's going to be going off here. Pretty clear call from my angle. Good speed shown there by Olivieri. He set up the first goal. And here he draws a penalty. So 4-on-3 power play for the Engineers for 1:20. The Engineers will send out Mannion and Cambadella with Teller and Richardson. A good group to try and retake the lead. One back towards the high slot, picked up by Teller. The Engineers have everyone over on one side of the A's. They'll try and space it out here. Richardson over to Cambadella. Back to Richardson. Cambadella, top of the circle. Far side Richardson. Fed it back to Cambadella. One-timer goes wide. Good play on the far side of the ice by Teller. Saucer pass near side. Fake a shot Cambadella. Now Richardson and a whistle, and the net comes off again. And that's a tough break for RPI. Now you have to draw it up again. And there has been issues with the pegs here at the Houston Fieldhouse, so we're not going to toss blame over to Shepler, but that's just really a benefit there. They get the face-off, and Engineers had the puck in the offensive zone. Now you have to draw it up, and now a loss on the draw sends the puck back the other way. And of course, RPI to run precious seconds off this power play time. Mannion now across the blue line, gets it deep, race for the puck, poked at by Cambadella. Richardson back down low for Teo Cambadella. Back to the point, Richardson. As Teller on his right uses him. Teller, stick handling, lost it. Pinned against the back wall, that's Cap. Teller trying to work it out. That's Papadopoulos gets on it and clears it all the way down. 10 seconds left of 4-on-3, then about 40 seconds more of power play time after that. Richardson skating it in. He'll shoot it off a skate. It'll go behind the goal. Stopped there. Clearing attempt. Rooney keeps it in. Walking in, Rooney fires a shot. And trying to glove it down over there was Blake. He fires one way wide, and it comes out of the zone. Richardson back to get it. He's been out there for the entire power play. Now he'll head off. Engineers are offside, so they'll have to touch up again. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Hewitt tries to glove it, or make it Rooney rather. He'll head back the other way. Rooney into the zone. They're just onside. Flipping it deep. Hennick going to get there. Hennick behind the goal. Looks to shield. Still Hennick. 7 seconds to go on the power play. Maybe one more chance here. Shot coming. Tip just wide. Looked like Yoon was down there. Now a bouncing puck will leave the ice sheet here. Penalty is over. We're back to 5 aside. The Engineers doing a pretty good job on that power play, moving the puck around. They were hurt by the net coming off during that 4-on-3 situation with their top unit out there. And ultimately, we're not able to recover and get that go-ahead goal. So we're back to 5 aside, 7:03 left in the second, and 1-1 game. Mangaro taken off the wall by Olivieri, trying to stick handle free. Still Olivieri. He's double teamed, takes a couple of whacks there. Puck comes free. Here's Patrick Walsh looking to break out near side. 3-on-2 coming. Centering pass and a whistle. Maybe offside is the call. That's going to be my guess. Face-off upcoming. It's neutral zone. Trying to sell something there was Allen West, and the refs weren't buying. Chipping it deep are the Engineers. Sheridan. He gets run to the back wall. LaCourte has it for the Pioneers. Stick handling away from Sheridan. Outlet pass. Connects there to Walsh. Walsh into the zone. Stops at the point. Takes a shot. Save. Rebound to the circle. Fed back towards the point. LaCourte has it. Now near point. Mangaro's shot. That takes a deflection. Kicking at it. Sheridan can't get it out of the zone. Mangaro again. Shot. Save. Covered up by Whitehead. Is an Engineer that topples over in front. I can't quite tell who that is. Maybe it's Rooney. No, Strager is the one who's trying to help out his goaltender there and took a spill at the end of the play. 6:13 left in the second. 1-1 RPI and WPU, William Paterson University. Clean face-off win for RPI, trying to move it out of the zone. Can't do so. Kept in along the far boards, now in deep. Shot around to the near side, looking for Camadilla. Madonna over there in the corner. There are a couple of Pioneers, and they work it out of the corner. Backhander high over the top on the try by Bob. Clearing attempt by RPI all the way down. This will be icing on the Engineers. And we'll have a whistle with 5:46 to go in the second. As I mentioned, RPI next time out will be next weekend, or 2 weeks from now. They head to Vermont and Middlebury. No hockey next weekend. Of course, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Madonna up the boards for Camadilla. Fed to the middle of the ice for Mannion. He lets it run, kind of leaving it for White, but it's shot right back into the RPI zone. Now Madonna can't control the puck off the boards. Camadilla can't either. Shot was blocked. Played on by White, trying to break Camadilla. Intercepted by Steinmel, who shoots it right back into the RPI zone. Rooney chasing it far side, trying to use his body. That could be interference. And Rooney may have gotten away with one there. Tie up behind the RPI goal. Trying to work it free. Papadopoulos shot over the top. Comes bounding down near side, kept in by Jordan Lang at the near point. Carrying up top now Steinmel. Steinmel holding. Far side circle, centering pass all the way through. Deflected off Madonna into the near corner. Now trying to walk out in front. Steinmel carrying, takes a shot, deflects off the top of the crossbar and into the netting. Or so I thought. We play on. Shot deflected wide. I think the referees missed that one. Looked like it hit the netting behind the RPI goal. Nothing comes of it. RPI will pick it up and move it out to center. Clear it down, glove down, way wide of the goal by Shepler. And he'll leave it behind. Shot all the way down the ice, so they wave off this icing. No. 4:20 to go in the second. 1-1 RPI and William Paterson from the Houston Fieldhouse. You're watching this all courtesy of RPI TV, and we thank you for joining us here. Game 2 of the weekend for RPI. The Engineers lost 3-2 to the third-ranked Red Hawks of Montclair State last night here, taking on number 1 William Paterson this evening. Face off one back by Simone for the Pioneers. And they look to break out to center. Stymel at the end of a shift, he'll just dump it in. Rolling behind the RPI goal, poked at by Teller. He'll carry it further. Still Teller, stops, spins it back across for Richardson. Richardson up the wall, Hennick tapping it on further. Still Hennick, just sweeps it in before going down. Picked up by LaCourte. LaCourte behind the goal for Whitford. Whitford clearing off the glass, knocked down by Teller. In front of Richardson of his own net. He'll shoot it back out to center. Bouncing puck will be picked up at the blue line by LaCourte. Simone turning it into the RPI zone. Hennick chopping it backhand, can't get it out. Lots of room for Whitford. Walking in a shot, and it trickles in. It's a 2-1 lead and a goal for Matt Whitford, his second of the season. Maybe one that Whitehead wants back, but you can't really blame him for the game he's had. Had a couple of men right in front of him. May have been screened by Hennick and Teller. Just poor spacing defensively for RPI allowed to that goal. And that one snuck right under the arm of Whitehead. So RPI now down 2-1. See if they can respond here in the final 3:22 of the second. Olivieri, nice job to stick handle free. Works it down low, centering pass. Knocked away, kicked at by Hewitt, picked up Strager, taps it into the zone. 3 Engineers need to touch up, and they do. Now in on goal, sticked away easily by Whitehead. Thrown off the back of the cage by Hewitt. Hewitt up the boards, can't get it past the first man. And now shot near side out to center. Sheridan's going to try and track it down. Swatted right back into the zone by the go-ahead goal scorer, Whitford. Now thrown off the back of the net again, this time by Strager. He'll try and track it down behind the goal, bouncing puck. They still dig for it there. Kicked at by Strager. Uses his body to muscle the puck away. And now moved up the wall out to center. DeVault up the boards. And now carried on by Olivieri. Olivieri into the zone. Pushes it softly into the corner. Then kind of takes a hit from Garlasco. Picked up at the side of the net. Centering pass out in front. That was DeVault. And nobody there. Carried back the other way by the Pioneers. Good hit that time by Camadilla to break things up momentarily. Now a shot into the middle of the ice, steered near side for White. Zach White into the zone, stops at the point, dumps it in. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the second. Engineers now down 2-1. Centering pass for Mannion, couldn't control. A shot from the point by Madonna hits a shin pad. And now Cap trying to clear. It comes out to center. Potential 2-on-1 chance for William Paterson. Shot in the pad, save. Rebound stuck into an open net. No, they're going to wave it off. Goalie interference. And that's an easy call. If you see where Whitehead is, he's behind the net. He was sent there by one of the skaters. It's going to be a penalty coming up. So a big turn of events there. Yeah, clear as day. Edmund Cox ran right into Spencer Whitehead. So not only is it not a goal, RPI is going to go on the power play here. So a chance here for the Engineers to really swing things in their favor. Try and tie this game up again. 1:45 on the game clock, so this penalty could carry over to the third. Clearing effort, glove down by Richardson. He'll play it up the boards. Gets it back again. Richardson will carry to the high slot. Still Richardson, wrist shot coming. Save made, kicked behind the net by a Pioneer. And we play on. Now we get a whistle. We get the nets off. That's the problem. Hennick still having some trouble on his skates here in front of the RPI goal. I don't think we have a penalty being called here. The William Paterson bench was hollering for one. You look at some of the scores, you look at the goal differential for this William Paterson team, 104-27 on the season. The Engineers haven't been in any bad type of blowout games against them so far. Their worst loss of the year came in their first game against Ryder, 4-1. Everything else has been 1- and 2-goal games. In fact, 4 of their 6 losses have been by just the 1 goal, including an overtime loss. So this RPI team plays in a lot of tight games. Didn't expect too much different than what we have here tonight. A 1-goal deficit as we stand with a minute 16 to go in the second. There's a clearing effort all the way down. It'll be knocked down by the paddle of the stick by Whitehead. Plays it across for Teller, and he'll start things out for RPI. Still on the power play. We have a minute to go now in the second. Mishandled a bit by Yoon. He gets back on the puck, gets it into the zone, absorbs a hit. Picked up by Blake now, trying to work it back to Hennick. Hennick towards the point. Richardson wasn't quite there, but he's able to stick handle free. Hennick a shot. That one was blocked and cleared all the way down by Niedzwiecki. Whitehead to the corner to leave it there for Richardson. RPI breaks out to center. DeVault, cross ice pass, intercepted. Sheridan is onside, and he gets it into the zone. Glove down at the point by Teller, pokes it free for a second. Second effort keeps it alive again, but now it'll be carried out by the Pioneers. Swept into the zone with 22 seconds to go in the period. Sheridan behind for Richardson. Up the boards for Sheridan again, and he'll skate it out to center. Far side, Olivieri has to reach for it. Kicks it into the zone. Sheridan back on it for a second. Trying to move it back to the point. The Engineers were changing defensemen. And it's swatted all the way down with 3 seconds, 2-1, and that will do it for the second period of play. The Pioneers come back with a strong second. They lead 2-1. Now after 2, the 15 seconds of power play time will carry over to the third. But not a bad period for RPI. They had their opportunities. You could almost argue the Engineers had a better period. Disregarding the score, I thought they played a little bit better in that second. Had a little more puck possession in the offensive end. And we'll see if that kind of momentum the Engineers had. They went down 2-1 and they trail in this game. But this is by no means over. We will step aside here from the Houston Fieldhouse and be back with a third momentarily. Your score after 2 is the William Paterson Pioneers 2 and the Engineers of RPI 1. You're watching live coverage of RPI ACHA hockey on RPI TV. Paterson 2-1. Quick shot by DeVault. Gets it back and shoots it wide. Engineers now skating from right to left across your computer screens. As out of the box, jam try at the side of the cage. Swept towards the point, kept in by Richardson. Now a cross ice pass intercepted and carried out of the zone. Long look ahead pass by Sala all the way through. Teller pushes it to the near corner. Now behind the net. Niedewicki gave it away. Richardson up the boards, finds Olivieri. Olivieri ahead for DeVault, tapped into the zone. Engineers are onside, but they look to change all 5 here, so they'll head off to the bench. Minute into the third, that will skip by everybody, and they wave off the icing. Picked up by Hewitt. Hewitt looking for the outlet pass to Hennick, and it's shot right back into the RPI zone. Hewitt back on it, fires it far side for Hennick. Scooping it high off the glass, it'll come down in Pioneers territory. Back to get it, Simone behind the goal for LaCourte. Now Connor Blake stick handling. Plays it behind, it'll come around to the far corner for Peacock. Long outlet pass hits Hewitt. Trickling into RPI territory. Hewitt collides there with Pillai, who has a goal so far today. Still digging in the corner. Hennick trying to work it out. It pops free. Pillai stick handling behind the goal. He gets knocked down. Net comes off. And we'll get a whistle here. He got tangled up, Pillai did, with Hennick, I believe. And so we'll have a whistle. The net also spun off one of its moorings there. Face-off neutral zone, as they'll say, it was the Pioneers who forced the net off. Engineers win it cleanly. Teller over to Richardson. Richardson ahead. He was looking for White. Shot back the other way and redirected deep by Garlasco. Now another clearance all the way down. Will it have icing? Yes, we will. .17:44 on the clock. Third period. RPI down 2-1. Kept in at the point by Mangaro. Backhanded around by Richardson. Kept in there. Teller pokes it free. Teller off the glass. Out to center and all the way down. This will be icing again. Yes, it will. Shots in that second period 12-3. So defensively, RPI cut things down. In half, in fact, from the first. But after 2, the total's 36-15 in favor of William Paterson. Face-offs tightened up as well. RPI with a 5-draw edge in the first. Turned around in the second. There's a shot and a stick save made by Whitehead on the shot from the circle. Back behind the net. White trying to track it down. He runs into Ramirez. Now White on it. Gives it away dangerously up the middle. Save made. A rebound swatted to the corner by Teller. Ramirez battling for it. Tried to stick handle, gave it away. Camadilla. He'll carry it out. Teo Camadilla on the move, trying to walk around his man. Comes in on goal. And a late cover there. No, he didn't even do it. Mangaro picks it up and peels it out to center. Rusty Teller turns back around and finds White. Engineers have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. White carrying in. Leaves it. Mannion. Camadilla, centering pass all the way through, and he only found the man just off the bench on the far side. That's West. West into the zone. Drop pass. Give it back to West. Wrist shot over the top, and trying to use that net as leverage there was Whitehead, and he kicked it off again. So we've seen it on this west end of the arena. The net easy to come off there. And Whitehead kicked it off, of course unintentionally, just trying to go left to right to square himself up to that shot over the top by Allen West. Face-off upcoming here. Mannion tossed from the dot. Now a shot way wide off the face-off by Walsh. Engineers cleared all the way down once again. They wave off the icing. Back to get it is Walsh. Olivieri trying to break it up. DeVault stick handling shots and he scores! Kyle DeVault has tied the game. A giveaway in the defensive end. You can credit Olivieri for breaking that play up again. It was the same two who got the job done. Olivieri worked it free, and is DeVault with a nice stick handle going backhand to forehand. He beat Schoppler, and we're tied at 2. So how about that? The Engineers come back and get a much-needed tying goal here early in this period. As back the other way, however, come the Pioneers. Sheridan tried to work it out, couldn't get it out of the zone. Rooney behind the net, working it up the boards and out of the zone. Now a potential 2-on-2. Here's Sheridan with it, top of the circle, feeding it in front. He was looking for Olivieri, who goes sliding into the back wall. Played back to the point for Yoon. Strager over to Hewitt, has some space, takes a shot. He rises it over the top of the net. It'll come down at the dasher far side. Strager takes a shot into the legs of Bob and back into RPI territory. Engineers with some life here in a 2-2 game. Now a bit of a sloppy pass there. Hewitt just got it out of the zone and now worked on further. Yoon into the zone, drops it back. Hennick, rising shot off the top of the crossbar, and that'll go up into the netting. I believe that may have caught a piece of Schoppler as well. You can see that energy and jump in the step is contagious throughout the lineup as this group with Yoon, Blake, and Hennick trying to jump on with that second unit. There's a backhander by Hennick that goes over the top of the net. Didn't really sit for him. Now Blake on the stick handle, lost it. Far side corner. Good strength by Hennick to keep it alive in the corner. And now back comes William Paterson trying to break out quickly. Ramirez into the zone, trying to walk around Hewitt. Hewitt won't let it happen. Good long reach there by Josh Hewitt to break up the play. And now Blake trying to clear. Backhanded far side. Hennick over to grab it. He'll cross center and dump in. And let's say he did not cross the red line. A lot of times when you get your feet across the line, that's about as tightly as you'll see an icing called. I believe Hennick's body was all the way over the red line. But I guess when he released the puck, his stick wasn't. Anyway, an icing called on the Engineers. 14:40 to go in the third. They've tied it up here on Kyle DeVault's second of the game. Now a fanned shot attempt from the point by Cap. Engineers move it back out to center, but it's thrown right back in. Now a mishandled puck and a shot that goes wide on the try by Garlasco. Engineers have gotten a little bit sloppy in their own end. Breaking out here in this third period as it'll be picked up in the corner. It's Adam Papadopoulos, and known for the Engineers wanting to go after the puck. Garlasco chips it around one man, now two. Papadopoulos in the corner. Strager trying to dig it free, gets it ahead to Blake. Blake on the move through center. Hennick picks it up this time well across the red line, gets it deep, and then takes the hit from Garlasco. Just off the bench, Mannion trying to wreak havoc in the offensive end, as does White on the forecheck pressure. They break it to the Pioneers. Into the zone they come. Shot coming, saved by Whitehead. Rebound sits in the front. Good tie up there by Camadilla. And back comes Richardson. He'll slide it deep and takes a hit. Puck comes free to the corner. Back behind it goes for Peacock. Outlet to center, glove down and shot back in by Richardson. Corey Sala up the far boards. Chopped that out to center. Teller feeding it forward and kicked at and carried along. Peacock into the zone. Drop pass. Bumped by White. White falls down. Shot coming. Rebound comes free to the side of the cage. And now back around it goes. Pillai towards the point. And now cleared by the Engineers. Just barely past Pillai. And then DeVault nearly skated away with it. Make it Camadilla rather. And he'll go off on a change. Tapped into the RPI zone. Swatted at by Teller. Back out to center. Sheridan tries to throw a hit into LaCourte. And now it's LaCourte stick handling. He gets upended by Teller. Puck loose at center. Sheridan has it. Trying to shield it. He'll stay on it there. Crossing center, Sheridan chips it across the blue line where it's controlled by William Paterson. Up the far boards, into the zone, off the stick of Stymel. Richardson to get it. He'll wrap it around towards the near wall. Kept in at the point. Slapper coming, didn't get any of it, but it falls right to Stymel. Stave on the tight angle shot, and now swatted towards the point. Bouncing puck kept in by LaCourte. LaCourte behind, finds a centering pass there by Bob. Teller will try to clear out the far side, kept in at the far point by Whitford. Whitford a shot, that one deflects wide. Whitford the second goal for William Paterson this evening. As there's a lot of pace to this third period. We're just 8 minutes in a game tied at 2. As they work it along the half wall in the RPI zone. Now it's played high in the air. It'll come down at center ice. I'm not sure how that puck got so high and traveled so very short distance there. But it's backhanded into the RPI zone. The Engineers have time, but they fire it down the ice. Teller really should have done better with that play. 11:41 on the clock. Engineers had a 1-0 lead way back in the first period. 2 in the second from William Paterson gave the visitors the advantage, but the Engineers have tied it up again. DeVault, as I mentioned, the goal, both of them today, his 4th and 5th of the year. Puck tied up in the face-off far side. We're going to get a holding call upcoming. I'm not sure on who. The Pioneers had the puck when the whistle went dead, but and there's an Engineer on the ground. We'll find out who this penalty is on. There's also a broken stick involved, and it looks like it's going to go on William Paterson here, as the face-off will come down the ice, and they did, in fact, have the puck when the whistle went. So I didn't see the hold. It was probably right off the draw, and you'll see that occasionally the centerman will get called for holding. A lot of times it's in the defensive zone, which is why it's a little bit puzzling why there'd be a holding call against the Pioneers here, but that's the case. Anyway, power play time for RPI. Full 2 minutes here on the man advantage. It's swept all the way down the ice. Whitehead will stop it up in the corner. He'll leave it there for Rooney. Brett Rooney into the zone, actually make it Hewitt. Takes a funny hop off the wall. That'll allow the Pioneers to try and clear, but McGivney works it free, far side, shot coming, save, rebound, sits there for a second, it's finally kicked away. McGivney battles for it in the corner. Now it's pinned against the wall. McGivney throws his body into the defender over there, that being Lang. And now dug off the boards. Good strength that time by Hennick. Kept in on the glove by Hewitt, but now moved out towards the line. Kept in again. Shot coming, deflects up into the net. Good play there a couple of times. That time it was Rooney in the end, keeping the puck in the offensive zone, using your body up against the wall to keep the play alive. Power play has another 1:05 to go on it. In a 2-2 game. This is a perennial playoff team, is walking in front, stick handling and looking for White. White goes down, chopped into the corner by Richardson. Battle for the puck in the near corner. Mannion goes down, comes free to Camadilla for a second, now carried out to center. Picking up speed into the zone, it's West, short-handed, trying to get around Richardson, ties him up. And we'll continue to play here. Good, smart defensive play that time by Richardson. Knowing he had numbers back and just was able to keep it alive. Now Camadilla lost his stick on the slash. No one saw it. Camadilla's stick in the corner. It's getting a little bit chippy here with now under 10 to go in the third in a 2-2 game. 19 seconds to go on the RPI power play. Back with the stick is Camadilla and the puck. Back to the point. Saucer pass near side. Shot coming, Richardson. Save made by Schoppler. Back to the point again, Richardson. Far point, Teller. Near side, Mannion, and he fanned on the shot. It comes trickling in softly on Schoppler. Mannion's going to want that one again, as he had a crack from the middle of the circle. Just missed it. 3 seconds left on the penalty to Cox. And it's one and chipped out to center. Hewitt there. He left the zone anticipating Cox coming out of the box And just shoots into the zone. A little bit of a miscommunication there. DeVault on the forecheck pressure, trying to keep it alive. Now Hewitt in the zone, takes a shot, save. Rebound's going to be covered up by Schepler, and he'll hold on to it there. Engineers and number 1, William Paterson, tied here 2-2 with 9:21 left in regulation. Face-off pushed to the middle of the ice, carried on by Adam Papadopoulos. Strager pushes him off the puck. Into the corner they go. Sheridan back there. Now Strager comes to help out. Worked away by Garlasco. To the point. Slap shot coming. Save by Whitehead on the glove, and he'll hold on to get the face-off. Draw coming up here. Work back to the point. Another slapper. That one gets through. Whitehead slapped away by Hewitt. He got enough of it to keep it out of the net. But he kind of sat there in the crease. But Hewitt, good awareness to help out his goaltender there. Long lob out to center. Will be gloved down and flipped right to Blake. And a whistle. Not sure what for. Looked like Blake put the puck down as soon as he possibly could. But not soon enough for our officials here. Faceoff will come in the RPI zone. Look at the slapper. That puck just squeaks through Whitehead, but Hewitt is there to get it out of danger. Back to the point. Wrist shot coming wide. Sweeping at it was Hewitt. Didn't get it. Ply keeps it in deep. Now picked up by Hennick. Outlet pass looking for Yoon, and it skips off his stick. So no icing. Helped into the corner by Schopler. Blake in there. He gets knocked down. Hennick takes a shot wide. It'll carry him around to the far side corner. Pinching in is Teller, but he can't get there before Garlasco shoots it out to center. Spinning puck at center ice. Yoon stick handling. He'll skate in with it. Yoon in the slot. Feeding it far side. Kicks at it. Lost. It stays in the zone. Yoon has it. Feeding it near side. Hennick takes a slapper. No. He missed it again. There's a couple times Engineers have fanned on shots. That time Hennick lost his stick. He'll go off on a change. Bouncing puck center ice, carried on into the zone. Papadopoulos stops top of the circle. Garlasco a drive, and it's held onto by Whitehead. Those two combined for 12 points last night against Siena. 3 goals and 3 assists each. You can tell why. Great speed and skill shown by Papadopoulos and Garlasco. But Whitehead again with a save. He had 34 stops last night, and he had 34 through 2 periods here. Now Camadilla has his stick slashed out of his hand, and this time he's going to get the penalty. Didn't get it last time, and he is going to draw the penalty this time here. Going to be a slash, and RPI goes back on the power play with 7:49 to go. So back to the power play go the Engineers. Teller, far point. Carries it and spins it back to the point for Camadilla. Now Richardson, near side. To the corner with it. Bank pass around behind on the indirect for Teller, who plays it right back down low for Mannion. Mannion trying to work off the wall below the goal line. Feeds it back to the point here. Teller over to Richardson. Richardson fires it wide of goal. Caroms all the way around to Mannion. Mannion at the hash marks now, plays it back to the point. Teller wasn't there, and it moves out to center. Richardson back for Teller in his own end. Up ahead, Mannion feeding it forward, too far for Camadilla. Shot back over the head of everybody. Be gloved down by Richardson, who needs to be the next man to touch it. He does. Now White into the zone. Carrying, feeding it backhand towards the net. Picked up Camadilla, trying to throw it in front, and it took a deflection. Picked up on the corner by Mannion. Minute 6 to go on the RPI power play. Towards the near point. Pinching in Richardson, keeps it alive. Now a swing and a miss on the clearing effort. Camadilla over to grab it. Plays it back towards the point. Poke free, and it'll be cleared all the way down. It was not enough on that pass from Camadilla, looking to get it back to the point for Teller. Engineers back to their own zone. They have it as DeVault, looking to complete the hat trick here. DeVault into the zone, stick handling to the circle. Still DeVault driving the net all the way around, and then White runs into the net with the defenseman LaCourte. LaCourte screaming at the official, but it looks like it was LaCourte who went into the net with with White there. LaCourte is absolutely steamed here. We'll get another look at it here. Well, that was all White. White shoves LaCourte into the goaltender. So White's going to get an interference call here, I have to imagine. The puck wasn't there. This is the right call. So, 4-on-4 hockey for 38 seconds. Mannion also in the box for some reason. Now, why is Mannion in the box? Yeah. White taking an unnecessary penalty here. The Engineers will have to kill off an abbreviated William Paterson power play at the end of this 4-on-4 situation. Well, 4-on-3, wait a minute. This should be 4-on-4. Yeah, we're 4-on-4 for 38 seconds here. Now 30. Side of the cage, trying to jam it in front. Whitehead's going to cover. There we go. 4-on-4 for another 28 seconds. Then we'll have a brief power play. Well, not a brief one. It's over a minute. But an opportunity nonetheless for the Pioneers. 2-2 game. Face off in the RPI zone. To the point. Shot. Deflects wide on the try by Cap. Played behind the net. Strager gets it. Strager off the glass and well placed out to center. Bouncing puck. DeVault trying to track it down. And now carried back into the zone. And poke check made. Olivieri swings and misses. Hewitt back on it. Goes D-to-D for Strager. Strager with time to look up iso carry out to center. Strager into the near corner. Glove down by Olivieri. Trying to backhand it on goal. He didn't get enough of it. There's a good effort there. As these two who are digging for it behind the goal line, Olivieri and DeVault, have produced the 2 RPI goals this evening. Try to make it a third there, shorthanded. Not the case. Minute 5 of power play time here for William Paterson. They carry into the zone. Shot over the top on a rising Richter. Off the stick of Pillai. We get a whistle here as the net came off again. We'll have a stoppage in play. 5:25 to go, third period. RPI and William Paterson tied at 2. Pillai gets it back, spins it far side. Now stick handling over there is Papadopoulos. Fed near side circle. Swinging and missing was Richardson. Another effort there. Gets it out of the zone by Camadilla. Schoppler back behind his own net to knock it down. As they break out to center. And they get it in. Camadilla trying to ring it out. Couldn't get it past his man. Now far point. Shot deflects high in the air off the stick. Whitehead and into the netting. We'll have a face-off coming in the RPI zone. 20 seconds left of power play time. Trying to get out of the zone. Engineers can't do it. Kept in over there along the far side by LaCourte. LaCourte carries it all the way down low. Still LaCourte on it. Back to the point. Shot coming. Blocked there by Olivieri, and it's kept in. Richardson picks it up in the circle. Stick handling. Lost it as he's pried away from the puck by Peacock. Now Richardson. He's tied up with his man again. It's LaCourte rather. Puck sits in the corner. Garlasco behind, poked at by Richardson, trying to help it to the corner, picked up by Peacock. Cycled down low there for LaCourte. Garlasco gave it away, picked up Richardson. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. As it's shot back into the RPI zone. William Paterson wants a change, they'll get it. Engineers look to break out. They find DeVault ahead for Sheridan. Sheridan into the zone, takes a hit, stays on his feet. Puck will be picked up by Bob. Near side for Walsh. And we'll get a cover up here as that ball skips into the goaltender, Schuppler. We'll get a stoppage in play. 3:26 to go in regulation. 2-2 game. Yoon throws one towards the net, looking for the deflection. Hennick, and it trickled through. He may have gotten a piece of it, but couldn't stick it past Schuppler. Now to his knees at center ice is Hewitt, and they'll wave this one down for a hand pass. They'll push the face-off back to Engineers territory. Trying to work the draw away was Walsh for the Pioneers. Strager trying to send it out the far side. Hennick falls down. Puck bouncing. Hennick swings and misses a couple times. He gets back on it and scoops it out to center. Bouncing all the way down the ice it goes. Well weighted to avoid the icing, and now out to center. Shot in by Hewitt. Picked back up by the Pioneers behind their own net. Corey Sala will start things out. He shoots it up the near boards. Rolling at center ice, Strager. Far side, Blake into the zone. No, first they said onside, but then the whistle went. Looked like it was offside from here. Yoon just across the line early. Face-off coming, neutral zone. Chopped into the zone by Camadilla. LaCourte played it back, nearly gave it away there. Mannion was pressuring, but Cap shot it off Mannion and out to center. Wrapped into the zone by Papadopoulos. That's Mark. Up the near side boards, Engineers trying to get it out of the zone. Mannion. Stopped up there by LaCourte. He's seen a lot of ice time in this game, especially here in this third period. Shot around far side, poked at by Teller, gets it past one man, then uses his body to get it out to center. Backtracking to the neutral zone. And LaCourte gave it away. Camadilla tried to find Mannion. That play doesn't connect, and it'll be flipped out to center. Bouncing puck, Richardson swats it back the other way. Under 2 to go now in regulation time. Through center they come. Good move to get free. Still walking in. Shot and a save by Whitehead. It was a Steinmel with the slick moves through the RPI zone. We get a whistle here. And I believe a hand pass called against William Paterson with 1:34 to go. We'll have a face-off upcoming, I believe, in the neutral zone. This has been a very well-played game, back and forth. Engineers have done a good job staying out of the box, something we thought they had to do if they were to hang with this very potent offense. DeVault trying to backhand it in front. Loose in the slot, swatted it out to center. It'll be gloved down by Hewitt. Minute 23 left. RPI shoots it back in. Schuppler leaves it there. Sala breaking out to center. Garlasco into the zone. On the move, trying to get around Hewitt. Hewitt shoves him into the back wall. Olivieri over there, trying to dig it free. Pillai there for the Pioneers, and it's moved softly out to center, tracked down by Lang. Lang up the far boards, bounces on Papadopoulos. Try to work it through Hennick, and they're offside. 51.3 seconds to go before we may have overtime here. Engineers last played an overtime game last Sunday against Hudson Valley. They won 7-6. Puck tied up in the skates of LaCourte. Now he skates with it. 3-on-3 for William Paterson as they hit the line. Pass was behind everybody. Offside are the Pioneers. Engineers skate back the other way. Ahead for Blake, who doesn't see the pass from Hennick. RPI controlling again at center as Blake needs a touch up. He does. They throw it right back to LaCourte. And now he used the near wall to find Peacock. into the zone far side. Strager on it. Off the boards. Shot comes. It'll come down in the netting. It took a deflection. Will face off in the RPI zone with 16 seconds to go. And these two teams staring overtime right in the face. And this is the kind of game, win or lose, RPI can say they played well and really had some opportunities to win it. You can point to the large shot totals for William Paterson, but the prime scoring chances really were even. I don't have a number for you, but a lot of the stuff, a lot of the shots taken from outside. There's another one from the outside. Case in point, Carlasco from the blue line just flips it on goal. Easy blocker stop for Whitehead. As the horn sounds, ending the third period, we're headed to overtime here at the Fieldhouse. 2-2, William Paterson and RPI. This has to be a confidence builder for the Engineers, who have hung right with this William Paterson team, ranked number 1 in the Northeast region. 17-1 on the year. And what they've tried to do has been, for the most part, neutralized by this RPI team. You look at the numbers that really pop out at you. Adam Papadopoulos, 18 games now. This is his 19th game this year. 19 goals and 14 assists for 33 points. 33 points in 17 games. He's a plus, well, not updated. Coming in the weekend, he was a plus 24. Then you got Kyle Garlasco, 19 goals and 24 assists. That's absurd. 42 points in 42 points, and this is being his 19th game. So RPI doing a very good job defensively, especially considering how the Engineers have played. They gave up 3 goals and a 3-2 loss yesterday. They gave up 6 goals and a 7-6 overtime win. Then they tied 3-3 back on the last Saturday against Sacred Heart. They had a nice 2-1 win at Mullins Center against UMass Amherst. But before that, you look at 3 goals allowed, 4 goals allowed. This is a very good defensive effort here for RPI. Of course, you have to credit Whitehead as well, the goaltender. 40-plus saves in this one for him. Couple of big ones to keep the Engineers down just a goal when they were trailing in that third period, and really in the second and third, and then allowing them to come back in it. So we have 4-on-4 hockey here in overtime. The 4-on-4, of course, encourages scoring opportunities in offensive hockey. We see it in the professional ranks. Even in the AHL, I believe they dropped down at the halfway point of OT to 3-on-3, which is even more of an exaggeration, but it appears that has worked in avoiding shootouts in the level right below NHL hockey. The AHL, there's a tie-up in the corner. Olivieri has it. He'll break it out to center. Olivieri on the move. Takes a hit. Good defensive play that time by Lang. Now LaCourte, who seems to have been out there the entire third period, works it ahead. Shot coming, takes a deflection, comes right back to him. Save, made, rebound pops free. Still down is Whitehead, and the Engineers somehow clear it out. Scooped on further, looking for the vault. Couple of Pioneers are still in the zone, including one without a stick. Slowly back to the bench goes Pillai. He looks to be banged up here. Back come the Pioneers, however. They get it back in. Thrown far side. Garlasco touches it back to the point. Takes the deflection into the near side for Hewitt. 4 minutes to go here in OT. RPI just trying to gather themselves in their own zone. Long outlet pass flutters out to center. Olivieri just chops it into the zone before going off on a change. We'll see what Camadilla and Mannion can do. RPI's most dynamic skaters. The pair of juniors are out there now for RPI and OT. Rooney lost it on the stick handle as Papadopoulos came over, tried to center, kicking at it to get it free was Hewitt, who lost his stick into the corner. He goes back to get it as setting things up. A shot flutters into the net, is kicked in. Papadopoulos looked like he kicked it in, but they're going to let this one stand, and there's no replays here, so it's an OT win. for number 1, William Paterson. The Engineers gave them all they could handle on this night. But a bit of a defensive breakdown in their own end, as we see the end of things there. Maybe a stick, couldn't quite tell from that angle either. But it's William Paterson who picks up the win. Well, I may be wrong here. Papadopoulos, one of the top scorers on the team. We talked about the 19 goals, 3 yesterday, but it's a huge one here. The overtime winner for William Paterson. Solidly played game through and through. Engineers had an early lead in the first period, then back came the Pioneers with 2 in the second. Engineers tied it up in the third, and an overtime winner for Adam Papadopoulos. A big weekend for him, as I mentioned. He gets the game winner. His only goal today is 20th of the year. As RPI oh so close, the scores will read 3-2 and 3-2 against the number 1 and 3 teams in the Northeast. And they're probably going to be disappointed with the loss, figuring how close they were to coming away with victory here. But Engineers showing they can hang with just about anyone in the Northeast region, and that's probably the most important thing to come out of this weekend for the home team. Here you can see, if you'd like to watch the game again, games are available, rpitv.org. Awesome production. Great job by all the folks here at RPI TV. As always, the production of sporting events here and all events they cover at Rensselaer. Can't blame Whitehead for the 2 losses this weekend. He was spectacular, as he was able to make 34 saves yesterday. He had 40 plus on this evening. Kyle DeVault, the 2 goals, up to 5 on the season for him. He had a big day. RPI just coming up short on this one. So for all of us here at RPI TV, we'd like to thank you for watching tonight's game. Once again, your final score in overtime was number 1, William Paterson, 3, and the 12th ranked Engineers, 2. I'd like to thank you for watching. This has been RPI ACHA hockey on RPI TV.